Already know what's going on. Today we're making some more lore. We doing it for every character. You already know. I'm not stopping, so every character is done, fam. Anyways, today's video is about Flamer lore, cause you know Flamer's sexy and very hot. Anyway, okay. Anyways, let's get into the lore video. Make sure to have an amazing day. Let's go. Here we have an old lady, fat old lady, chilling in her chair at home, just watching some newspaper. Out of nowhere, she's like, man, I'm bored. So then she goes to the store, she's to buy some snacks. She goes to a new store, though, a store she's never been to. You know, she gets some snacks, some donuts, some Cheetos, a drink. You know how people do when they get some snacks. She gets her snacks at this new store, by the way. But anyways, once she gets to the cash register guy, lady, whoever, she's like, here, run it up, you know? And then the guy or lady is like, okay, I got you, fam. So then the lady or guy runs it up, and then she's like, this will be $19.99. And then the old fat lady, her name is Karen, by the way. The old fat lady Karen, she's like, what? How can this be so expensive? The other store is cheaper. Bring the price down for me right now. And then the cash lady or whatever, she's like, no, it's expensive here, so you're gonna pay what it's worth here. And then Karen's like, this is so unfair. I'm going to report you to the Dean Office of Police Administrator. And then the register lady's like, what? Okay, this is my store. I can price whatever I want. If you have a problem with that, then go to another store. And then the Karen's like, no, you're gonna make it lower like the other store for me right now. And the register lady's like, no. And then Karen's like, yes. And then she's like, no. And then she's like, yes. And then no. And then Karen eventually like, man, forget you. I'm out of here. And once that interaction was over, that lit a fire in Karen. She turned evil, bro. She turned evil ever since that day. And then once Karen turned evil, she was like, man, I hate this country. I don't know what country it was, but she was like, man, I hate this country. So she went all the way across the world to another country with a bunch of random people. They were all super nice to her, and she was still evil, though. Deep inside of her, she hated her home country. So she was like, man, this country ever goes to war, I'm finna help them, because F the other one that I came from. So out of nowhere, boom, the military for that country started recruiting people. You know what they started recruiting? They started recruiting people for the army. Yeah, bro. And Karen saw the opportunity. She was instantly like, hey, yo, me over here. And I don't know, she had a guy voice for some reason. She was weird, but you know Karen's how, you know how they be. But anyway, she was like, hey, yo, over here. And then they recruited her because they saw how fat and muscular she was and old, crusty and crash and just trash. Anyway, they recruited her, so they're like, yeah. And then they brought her on. They brought her onto a boat, fam. They brought her onto a boat so they can go attack her home country because she didn't like them. So she's like, yeah, let's go, fam. So they went over there. They went to attack her home country. And they went to some island. I don't know what it was called. Hawaii or something. I don't know. I don't really care. But once they went to go attack there, once they got there on the bus, they saw people on the beach. They saw people ready for them, bro. There were people defending. Looks like a group of 7 or 8 people defending. And then here comes Karen. She gets off the boat. She gets a flamethrower out of nowhere, though. Like, I don't know how she gets this flamethrower. But she's mad, bro. She hates these people. So she just starts flaming everybody. But that flamethrower was ass, dude. That flamethrower did no damage to anybody. They all were, like, getting tickled by that thing. It was, like, some super weak fire. But, I don't know. She still was doing damage. Just very little damage to anybody that she was shooting. So she just kept shooting, bro. She kept shooting, fam. The only good thing about that flamethrower is that it went through everybody. So it didn't matter who got shot. Everybody got shot, basically. That was the only good thing about it. But it did, like, no damage. Like, literally nobody got hurt. They were all just laughing at her. But Karen kept going, bro. She kept attacking and going and going. But sadly, she got shot in the leg. Once she got shot in the leg, she couldn't do anything anymore. So she had to retreat. She retreated back to the boat, and then they went back to the other country they were staying in. And they just stayed there. They recovered. Karen recovered. You know how Karen be. She recovered and everything, fam. A few days later, they saw some airplanes coming out of nowhere from the skies, the big ass airplanes, and then they landed in their territory, and they just started going off. Once they landed, the enemy started shooting everybody, but Karen and her squad were ready, bro. They were holding it down. They started fighting. They started going off, bro. They just started going off, trying to defend as hard as they could. Sadly, they couldn't defend for that much, but here comes Karen. Karen comes out of nowhere with a stronger flamethrower that she can aim anywhere this time. And literally, it's correct this time. But guess what? This time the enemy came prepared, bro. They came prepared with some fireproof suits and everything, fam. They were ready this time. So again, Karen was basically useless. Like, again. You know why? Because her flamethrower did no damage to the enemy. Sadly. It was kind of whack how it did no damage, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes. So she still kept going, bro. She slowly burned through those fire protective suits, bro. She slowly kept burning through them. Eventually, she burned through them. But by that time, her whole squad was basically taken out, fam. It was crazy how everybody got collapsed up, bro. They got destroyed, fam. It was painful to watch anyways. After that, they had to retreat because there was so much going on, fam. They couldn't keep it going. So, sadly, they retreated. They retreated for a few days, had to recover. Here was Karen and their squad. I don't know who was part of her squad. Some lady with a sniper, some guy with coconuts. I don't know. Some weird people were in their squad, but they were good people, bro. They were insane. They were one of the best soldiers from that area, and they were correct out of their mind, fam. It was honestly insane to witness. Karen was astonished at what she was witnessing. But sadly, the enemies had better people, so they had to make a plan. They had to make a plan. You know what that plan was? Sniper lady was gonna stay hidden far, far away, ready for the shot, ready for the word to shoot the shot. And that was their plan, basically. Coconut guy and Karen just went back to the battlefield 5 days later to fight again, and there were the enemies, fam. They were right there. They were waiting, bro. And Karen was like, a lie. And then Sniper Lady was like, a lie. That was their code word to shoot the shot. But anyways, once they planned all of that out, they went back, like I just said. And they started fighting again, fam. They started going off, bro. They were fighting, they were shooting. This time, though, Karen got another stronger flamethrower. But guess what, fam? Nothing. This time, the flamethrower actually worked. The flamethrower that Karen was using actually worked, fam. It was honestly super insane. It started doing a bunch of damage, bro. It was burning everybody. But still, that wasn't enough. They were getting pushed back by the enemies, bro. They were getting pushed back non-stop. They were getting pushed back by some people with luscious mustaches. And then there's also some other fat guy on the enemy that Karen thought was very attractive. And for some reason, Karen kept imagining him in a bikini. It was so hot. But anyways, Karen really liked that fat guy. But anyways, again, they kept fighting, bro. They kept going on it, bro. They were just pew, pew, pew. You know how gun sounds do. You know how flamethrowers do. Brrr, you know how they do, bro. They kept going at it for like hours and hours. And then finally, Karen and her squad were getting retreated. And they knew it was time, fam. They knew it was time to say the code word. So out of nowhere, Karen just screams, "Alive, fam!" Okay. And once she... okay. 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 Anyways, once what the fuck? Okay, once what the fuck? Okay, bro, I'm cutting this out anyways. Didn't cut it out. Once Karen screams that code word, sniper from back there, that sniper lady from back there, she went off, bro. She started shooting at everybody. And then finally, she hit some guy with some luscious looking mustache. She hit him right in the cranium, forehead. She hit him, fam. And from that day, they had to retreat. The enemies had to retreat because they were down. if one guy goes down, everybody goes down. So they had to retreat. They had to get out of there, fam. It was insane. But that didn't matter, because a few days later, the enemies came back and completely wiped Karen's squad. They literally got wiped out of their mind, bro. After that, Karen lost, sadly. I don't like how they lost, but, you know, they couldn't do enough. Karen wasn't really contributing at the beginning, and in the end, she was finally doing something. But sadly, they didn't have enough firepower. It was only a group of like 4 people, fam. There were only 4 left, and they had to retreat. So they did, and they sadly lost the war. But that didn't matter, because years later in 5922, some random company named Space Ape Monkeys, they're like, man, this war was insane back in 1929. So they're like, dang, we need to make a game out of this war. So they did, fam. They made a game out of that war. They were so legendary, and they had both sides. They made characters from both sides. And here comes Karen. They made a character based off of Karen. You know what that character was called? It was called Flamer. You know why? Because Karen used a flamethrower. It should be kind of obvious, fam. But anyways, that character sucks in the game, just like how Karen sucked in the battlefield. But it's still fine, because maybe that character will get buffed one day. Please buff Flamer. I want you to buff Flamer, Space Apes. Please do it. Flamer sucks. If you think Flamer is good, your opinion is wrong, sadly. Please buff Flamer, man. Anyways, hope you watched to the end. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an amazing day, and bye.